Pokemon Premier League Division 2 Season 4 Week 1. Now, the last time you guys saw me and the Nidoqueens Park Rangers, I got banned from the PPL by the Dumb Fanatic. Didn't take very long for him to come crawling back now, did it? He got me back in the PPL because he realised what everyone else already knows, that the PPL needs me. The PPL is nothing without me. So I'm back and I've got to prove a point, because the last time we were here, we finished our season 3 and 8. And that is not a record that is befitting of the Nidoqueens Park Rangers name. But this time it will be different. We've been training. We're ready. We've even got merchandise now. By the way, you should totally go buy this. Link in the description. Just saying. Anyway, the point is, we now have all this momentum behind us and we need to prove a point. We're here to show that we belong, not only in Division 2, but we belong in the Pokemon Premier League. We belong back in Division 1. We need to get there, and this is the last season that I will be in Division 2, because there is no stopping Nidoqueens Park Rangers now that we're back. Having said that, in Week 1 we're playing Potato Jim of the Pinecobh Ramblers. He's some newbie in the PPL who thinks he can hang with the likes of me. You ain't got a chance, Jim. You might have got yourself a pretty scary team. Doesn't matter when it comes to the game, Jim, because the experienced, the PPL veteran, is going to come out on top. There ain't nothing you can do to stop me. The only way I lose this game is if I make myself lose. Now, I've said to myself coming into this season, I'm going to try to not be that guy I used to be. My time away has made me realise that maybe the viewers do have a part to play in the PPL after all. Maybe it's not just about me. That doesn't change the fact that I'm going to be playing to win. That doesn't change the fact that I don't like any of the PPL managers. That doesn't change the fact that I am going to get promoted. There is nothing anyone can do to stop me. And the Nidoqueens Park Rangers steamroll starts now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pokemon Premier League Division 2 Season 4 Week 1. I am RichaadEB, manager of the Nidoqueens Park Rangers, and this week we are playing Potato Jim of the Pinecobh Ramblers. That's right, we are kicking off the season today. If you haven't seen my team builder video and you don't know what team I'm bringing to this match, make sure to go check it out. It's a very quick video, only lasts about 3.5 minutes. It's going to be the same throughout the season, more of like a team reveal video rather than a team analysis video. I don't really go into too much detail, there's no actual commentary from me, just kind of displays my sets on the screen in a nice, aesthetically pleasing way. So make sure to go check that out if you don't know what sets I'm bringing, but real quick, I am going to be bringing my Thick Club Marowak, I'm bringing a mostly physically bulky Licky, I'm bringing a max physically defensive Garchomp, a Shell Smash Rocky MZ Barbaracle, an Expert Belt Azelf, and a mixed bulky Togekiss holding a Charty Now, Jim's potential team that he could have brought to this game is very, very scary, and it contains the likes of a Super Z user Jirachi, Sylveon, Zygarde 50%, Mega Blastoise, Galvantula, Miltank, a Offensive Z Blaziken, Drapion, Offensive Z Archeops, and Quilladin. So, looking at the team he actually brought, most of the things were there that I was expecting. I was thinking that he might genuinely not bring Jirachi to this game. I know it's a Jirachi and you can bring it to any game and it'll be good. But I was thinking I had fairly decent ways to deal with it, with the likes of my level of Marowak. Licky can take almost any hit from it. Garchomp one-shots it with an Earthquake, and you know, if I'm a bulky set, which I am, I can take a hit from it. Barbaracle after a Shell Smash kills it. Azelf can outspeed it and kill it with a Shadow Ball. I had other things on my team as well, you know, that just annihilated it. So I was thinking that maybe he might not bring it, but he has brought it. Understandable, of course, because it is a Jirachi at the end of the day. I was expecting to see Archeops and Blaziken. more so than Jirachi and Sylveon, but the other 4 I did expect. I was expecting a more defensive Blastoise to better switch into things like my Alola Marowak and my Mega Garchomp. And I was expecting a Scarfed Galvantula because it speed ties with a Max Speed Jolly's Shell Smash Barbaracle at +2. A Max Speed Timid Scarfed Galvantula, that is. So I was expecting either that or, you know, just a standard lead Sticky Web one. The Jirachi, I wasn't really sure, because it can kind of do anything. Miltank, I was almost certain was going to be physically defensive to switch into a Alola Marowak, because it does it pretty well, aside from the fact my Marowak has low kick. And the Zygarde, which was the biggest threat on his side, one that I was very, very scared about. So we'll have to see how this one goes. Very, very scared of Zygarde. Now, I figured I was going to lead with my Alola Marowak, because any lead that wasn't the Zygarde or the Mega Blastoise, I was going to be quite happy with, because I was thinking he might lead with Galvantula for the webs, he might lead with Miltank for the rocks, could lead with Jirachi for rocks. Sylveon could be a fairly decent one to lead with, considering looking at my team, not much actually hits it too hard. So I was thinking Sylveon might be a good lead for him too. So hopefully we get this one right. I mean, you can see on the screen what he's led with already, but that's not the point. Links will be down in the description below, by the way, to Jim. Well, all the managers in PPL will be in the description anyway, but make sure to go check out Jim's channel. He's a cool guy, does some cool stuff. And thank you to, I believe it was Blue Rogue that gen my team. I might be wrong with that, and it might be someone else. Whoever did gen my team, link will be in below in the description to them as well. So yeah, thank you to them for genning my team, whoever it was. I'll make sure to credit you properly next time. But let's get right into this game, and let's see how week 1 of PPL Division 2 Season 4 goes. So, like I said, I'm going to lead with my Alola Marowak, because I can basically do a lot of damage, because I realise he really doesn't have much for it. What is that pose, Jim? Stop that. Stop that right now. I'm going to lead with Dean Ambrose, my Alola Marowak, because it's very Marowaki, am I right? Now, he's going to lead with his Blastoise. I was like, that's not good. I'm going to have to switch out right now. And I'm going to switch out my Alola Marowak, and my best thing to take a hit from this thing is my Licky. And we can see after he Mega Evolves, he is going to go for a Scald, and from the damage that it outputs, I can tell that he is either completely uninvested in special attack, or he's max special attack, but not modest. I know guaranteed he's not modest, so I was thinking more than likely he's going to be more of a bulky set. So I was kind of hoping he either didn't have Aura Sphere, or it wouldn't kill from no investment. And I wanted to scout for Aura Sphere, but the only thing I could do to do that would be to go into Togekiss, and then I'd have to scout for an Ice Beam by going back into either my Licky or Alola Marowak, and then he could threaten either of them. So unfortunately, he does have the Aura Sphere, but I am going to live it, going to get off a Wish, and I can see now that he is more of an offensive Mega Blastoise, which is more than understandable, because what is a switch in? But now I'm actually going to switch on out into my Azelf. My plan at this point, sack off Azelf while getting damage onto Mega Blastoise, because I can take any hit that's not a Dark Pulse or a stronger water move. I can take a Scald, and I can Wish back to basically full. He does get the burn, which is a bit annoying, going to need to my Ice Punch a little bit if I do elect to go for that. But I wasn't too worried about it right now, because my plan is sack Azelf while getting damage with Thunderbolt on the Mega Blastoise right now, because then he's in range from Earthquake from a Mega Garchomp, which is nice. Going to come in with the T-Bolt, going to do lots of damage to the Mega Blastoise, but he is going to reveal the Hydro Pump, and he is going to knock out my Azelf. Like I said, I was okay with that. I just wanted to sack it to get damage on anything, because it's way too much of a threat. So now at this point, I am going to bring in my Garchomp, and I should, unless he is a quick set, I should be able to outspeed him and knock him out with an Earthquake. He is going to go on out into his Miltank, which I did expect, but I'm not going to mess around with Mega Blastoise, because it just annihilates my team. Plus, the best thing I have to hit this Miltank anyway is probably my Earthquake. So, gonna Mega Evolve, uninvested in attack against a physically defensive Miltank, and this still does really good damage. Mega Garchomp, you beast, I love you. Now at this point, I'm going to expect him to go for a Milk Drink to be able to switch into lots of things later on, expecting me to switch, and I'm actually going to fire off a Toxic to try and wear this guy down. Because the two main things that stop my Barbaracle after I Shell Smashed is Miltank and Mega Blastoise. Now, Mega Blastoise is obviously very, very weak at this point, so as long as he doesn't Wish into it with Sylveon, Barbaracle can kill it from the range set at +2, as if I can wear down this Miltank, Barbaracle's looking really, really good. Now, he's going to go for his Stealth Rocks, as I'm also going to go for my own Stealth Rocks. either expecting him to go for a heal belt if he had it, or to maybe potentially go for an attack, or to switch out. So, but he elects to get up his rocks, and I did not realise how important those rocks would be for him until later on in the match, but we'll see how they come into play. Now, I was hoping at this point he'd have Body Slam and Earthquake as his last 2 remaining moves, but unfortunately he does reveal the Toxic on my Mega Garchomp, which is going to be very, very unfortunate, because obviously I need this thing to stay healthy, and the thing that Wish passes around my team is now going to die to Stealth Rock, so that's a bit unfortunate. But at this point, like I said, it's very important for me to try and wear down this Miltank, because if I do so, I'm willing to, you know, let my Garchomp go if it means I can sweep with Barbaracle, because that's looking quite likely with the 2 things that stop it now being weak. Barbaracle can definitely do some work. He's going to go for a Milk Drink here on this turn, and I'm just going to stay in and just spam Earthquake, get some more damage on him. Even though I know how important Mega Garchomp is to try and, you know, take hits from, you know, potentially the Zygarde if it's choice or something like that. Still, you know, I'm willing to let it get worn down a little bit if it means, you know, knocking out this Miltank basically. Now, the poison damage is really racking up for him, and he's not going to get anywhere by Milk Drinking, and he realises it, so he's actually going to sack off his Miltank, going for an Earthquake here, and doing literally no damage because I'm a physically defensive Mega Garchomp. What a beast you are. And I'm going to go for another Earthquake, and I'm going to knock out Miltank, and that is the first kill of the season for the Nidoqueens Park Rangers, and the first kill for Mega Garchomp. Very good stuff. Now he is going to elect to bring in, after I get some more poison residual, he's going to elect to bring in his Jirachi. Now, as I said before, it is a Super Z user. Really didn't know what he wanted to do here, but I didn't want my Mega Garchomp getting too worn down. So I am going to switch on out, and I'm going to sack off my Licky Licky to see what he wants to do, because he could be basically anything. I am going to die to the rocks, but I feel like it was worth it just to try and scout what this Jirachi wants to do at all. And we can see he's going to fire off a Z move, which was the best case scenario for me, if I'm honest. Being able to scout, see that he has a Z Crystal, and for him to do absolutely nothing with it is absolutely fantastic. He went for the Z Ice Punch there, but no cigar for him. Now I'm going to bring in my Alola Marowak. I was very strongly debating going for a Will-O-Wisp on this turn, expecting either the direction to stay in and I can burn it, or for him to switch into his Zygarde, but unfortunately I didn't. I elected to go for damage, and I went for the Shadow Bone, and this is still going to do massive damage to Zygarde because the Alola Marowak is a beast, but unfortunately this Zygarde is very, very healthy, and I don't know it's set yet. Now I'm going to switch on out, and I'm going to go into my Togekiss because it's the best thing I have to switch into this thing that I have left on my team. After the rock's going to go down to 75%, and now he's going to fire off 1,000 arrows, and we can see from this damage, after 1,000 arrows comes in, he is banded. That is a jolly choice banded Zygarde, and unfortunately I'm going to have to sack off my Togekiss now because Zygarde is just way too strong, and I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. Togekiss is dead, and Zygarde is looking like a massive problem, like I knew it would be. Now I'm going to bring in my Garchomp because from this range I can take a banded 1,000 arrows. In fact, guaranteed I can take a banded 1,000 arrows. And I do kill him with an Earthquake, so I'm just going to fire it off, hoping he would say anything he could kill, but unfortunately he's going to go into his Sylveon. Turns out this Sylveon is physically defensive, but once again I am uninvested in attack with my Mega Garchomp. And look how much damage this does! It's a 2-hit KO on Sylveon! I'm uninvested in attack! I love you, Garchomp, you're the best! But now at this point, I could just stay in and kill Sylveon with another Earthquake, but I didn't want my Garchomp getting too worn down, because I see this as my opportunity to try and set up with Barbaracle. Now, I'm going to go into my Alola Marowak to basically sack it off, just in case he wanted to go for a Wish or something like that. I could punish something that wanted to switch in on the Wish with another Shadow Bone, but he is going to go for the Hyper Voice and be able to two-shot my Alola Marowak, but I'm okay with that, because it means Sylveon stays in, and I can set up a Shell Smash with my Barbaracle. Now at this point, everything is in range from Barbaracle. At +2, I knock out everything with either an Earthquake or Ice Beam in Zygarde's case. So I can literally Shell Smash, and I will win with +2 Earthquakes on everything, especially after the Rocks damage. So I'm going to go for the Shell Smash, but unfortunately I forgot that I outspeed. I'm not White Herb, I'm at -1 special defense, and Sylveon's going to come in with the Hyper Voice, and Barbaracle's just gonna kinda die. Yeah, that was kind of bad. Barbaracle could have swept there if I didn't die to that, but I did. because I was minus 1 special defense. Very unfortunate. Now in comes the Garchomp. I can knock out this Sylveon with another Earthquake, but he can just bring in the Zygarde, and he's just going to be able to win with that thing, and I'm going to lose 4-0 in week 1. So, the most annoying thing about this game, for me, if I was White Herb on Barbaracle, I would have swept. I would have got a 5-mon sweep with Barbaracle if I was White Herb. But I was Rocky MZ, which was a bit annoying, if I'm honest. It was a roll with that Hyper Voice, whether it killed or not. Roll massively in his favour, but if I had lived, he would have been able to knock me out with an Extreme Seed from Zygarde anyway. So, you know, I wasn't too fussed about that. Like, it would have made it like a 3-0 instead of a 2-0, something like that. If I think it would have made it a 2-0, because if I'd have lived the Hyper Voice from the Sylveon, I would have been able to knock out the Sylveon with the Earthquake, and then he would have brought in the Zygarde, kill me with an Extreme Speed, but then obviously I can live an E-Speed with my Mega Garchomp, so then I could fire off an Earthquake, which would have killed anything, either the Zygarde or whatever he wanted to switch in, and then I would have won from there. Sorry, I would have won from there. It would have been, I would have knocked out something from there. Then he could have brought back in Zygarde and killed me with whatever move, but it would have made it a 2-0 if I'd have lived that. Unfortunately, 4-0, as I didn't live the roll. But I'm very annoyed with my prep. Not having anything for a Mega Blastoise. What am I doing? And not bringing White Herb was really stupid, because in pretty much every scenario, the thing I wanted to set up on was a Sylveon, and, you know, with the exception of a Scarf Sylveon, which was possible, by the way, to try and outspeed my Mega Garchomp and kill it. Possible stuff, but with the exception of a Scarf Sylveon, I was always going to outspeed that, and kind of die to a Hyper Voice, so pretty dumb on my part. I mean, the reasoning behind bringing Rocky MZ was because at +2, the two things that can take a +2 Stone Edge, or, you know, +2 strongest move against them would be Mega Blastoise and Miltank. Because I can still do big damage to them. It's about like 80-85% I can do to them. But I was thinking, if they're healthy, I'm going to want a way to knock them out. But I wouldn't Shell Smash while they're healthy. The whole point of my game plan is to weaken them so I can bring in Barbaracle and Shell Smash and win. So that didn't really make sense. So I'm going to have to try and sort out my prep for future weeks. I'm going to have to try and, you know, think of actual scenarios in the game more, which should be a thing I'm doing anyway, but I just didn't this week, which was really, really stupid on my part. But regardless, good game to Jim. I hope we can battle again in the future, because I didn't really feel like I gave you the best performance I can do, and I don't really feel like it was a match worthy of what I'm capable of, so I'm hoping we can battle again in the future and I can give you a better game, Jim. But like I said before, links are in the description to everyone in the PPL, the person that genned for me, whoever it may be, and Jim himself. Make sure to go check everyone's links out. I'll be back next week. Hopefully we can get a win, get this season going on strong. And, yeah, we're going to be playing Alex, Onesie Bayonet of the Birmingham Spreadsheet. So I'm looking forward to that game, because Alex is a great friend of mine. So it should be a good game regardless. But thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I do hope you have enjoyed, and I hope you stick around for the remainder of this PPL season, because, you know, I'm going to need the support, I think. So, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. You can, of course, subscribe for more content. And hopefully, I will see you guys sometime soon.